All right, so starting this video off with this. This is a Calabar Burrowing Python. This is his little face. You see his little eye right there.
They're weird looking themselves.
This animal was just brought to me as a rescue, literally just dropped off right now. This is the very tiny enclosure that he's been living in, and you can see how shallow the substrate is. This should be a lot deeper. I've never owned one of these kinds of snakes, so I have been doing a bit of my research since we've been emailing, but as you can see, he is giant for this tiny enclosure, which isn't even an enclosure. I'm not even sure how we would do a basking area and an ambient temperature area in here. As far as I know, these little guys like to climb a bit as well, so we'll get him all set up with a new enclosure, and let's go ahead and get started. And then once I do that, I'm going to be leaving him alone for a while. But poor little guy, this enclosure is just so small, and then that water dish is also not big enough for this little guy. So imagine that being in there, and then this little guy has had like basically no space to do anything. So we need to name him. He's very cute.
Take a picture, it would last longer.
I almost want to keep his name as Calabar, because if you have seen Halloween Town, the bad guy's name is Calabar, and I freaking love that movie. Hi, little baby. Hi. Sorry for the noise. Nick is actually up there carving out a waterfall we're making. I also wanted to notate, I don't have an extra hand to really show you. Maybe I can do this. I also wanted to notate how dry this is. From what I've been reading, they should have no standing water, but this should be heavily misted at least once a day, and it should remain somewhat moist. So this little guy has had no substrate to burrow in, and he's a burrowing python. So we are gonna get building. We are going to go ahead and I've done some rearranging of my reptile wall, so we're gonna go ahead and I also picked a name. Drum roll, please. Okay, so it's funny, the very first comment was the name Kevin on the picture, right? The very first one. And then I asked Nick, I said, what should we name this little guy? I'm probably gonna rehome him. I usually don't keep my rescues. If I need to, I do, but you know, he needs a name anyway. So I asked Nick, I said, what should we name this little guy? And he goes, Kevin. And I was like, haha, funny, funny. And he's like, what? And I'm like, that was literally the first comment suggestion, name suggestion on the picture. It was Kevin. And I was like, okay, Kevin it is. So I really liked Cinnamon too. You guys had some really cute names in there. So his name is Kevin, and Kevin is going to go ahead and go in this enclosure right here. I had one hell of a time finding almost any information on a Calabar burrowing python. So I found one like PDF article of some information, and that's what I'm going off of, because there is virtually no information online about them. I can't even find a book on the species. So if you have kept these or know information to be true, please leave in the comments, because I would love to hear. As far as I know, we need to make the substrate much deeper than it is. They are a burrowing snake. It makes them feel secure. They'll spend the most of their life and time underneath the substrate or in a hide. They're elusive, they're shy. And from what I've read, most people don't handle them very much, but they are very friendly and just kind of coy. So far, that's exactly how Kevin is. He's super sweet. Like, I hung out with him. He actually seemed to really enjoy being out. He was exploring and didn't seem freaked out at all. He didn't ball up. It was really interesting. He just was exploring and having a good time. I want to show you the mixture of soil that I'm doing for him. I think I might need to mix some more. What we have here is cocoa fiber, and the darker stuff is organic soil, and then over here is masonry sand. Someone on Instagram who does very well with her reptiles suggested that I do a mixture of organic soil and the masonry sand, because it is able to hold tunnels. So this is the mixture that I'm doing for Kevin, and this is already really moist. This isn't, but what he's currently in is not moist at all. Like, it needs to be much moister for this kind of snake. So I'm gonna mix this up, and then I might need to mix some more, but I'm breaking up all the big pieces, and then we'll put this in there. getting all under my brand new manicure. Lovely things we do for our animals. Am I right or am I right? Soil looks just really cool. This is a cage from Custom Cages, and as you can see, there are vents right here and over here in the back. The whole top up here is a grate, so there's plenty of ventilation. And so what I'm going to do is actually cover both of these with these little guards that they make for the different cages, so that we don't have a bunch of soil and sand getting through there. Maybe I'm gonna use kinetic energy because this is extremely warm right here, because I just realized that right below this is my tegu's basking spot. So I'm actually gonna measure the temp here and see what we've got. Wow, it is 88 degrees right there. So that's actually freaking perfect. The basking area for these guys should be about 85 to 90 degrees. For the sake of this video and being able to see, I'm gonna go ahead and put this light on top. I've actually bought this on Amazon for $16 and it's super bright. It's actually for aquariums. I really like these lights for enclosures that don't really need any UVB, like my green tree python and my gecko, but like I really want to light up the space. These are awesome. Okay, so I got this basically as deep as I can do it. So now I'm gonna put a very large water dish in here and some decorations and a hide, a couple different hides and some climbing stuff. Apparently these guys like to occasionally climb, so I'm gonna add that in there just so that, I almost called him Mike. How rude. So Kevin has all of his options. We like options. Put some of our leftover soil in here as a hide. The good part about these heavier hides too is that they really like weight on top of them on the soil. So this will help him feel like a little bit more secure. I'm gonna use a little bit of wire to attach this plant to the top. So I also just put a light up here, a heat lamp, just so I can make sure the ambient temperature is correct. And here's what we've got so far. I put some of the, I put some plants up there. There's a hide, there's a hide. You can actually hide behind this hide. And there's a bit of a hide with this here, and then I'm gonna fill this with my Reptisafe water. And here's about how deep we have it. It's probably about 4 or 5 inches. So yeah, I also filled this guy up with leftover soil that I had that just couldn't fit because it would kind of come over this. So let's go ahead and fill up the water and then we'll get him in here. I also printed this and put it here. I really like to just have like all of these on all my enclosures so that everyone knows the animal's name, which I hadn't named him yet. So put it here, put a picture, and then kind of some quick facts, because I can't remember all of this, honestly. Like, I have a lot of animals, and try as I may, I could never remember all of the specs on all of these. So it's just really good to just have this right here so that you know exactly what you're looking for when you're checking on things and you don't have to go search for it. I also have a really giant folder that goes more in depth onto every single one of my animals, and it's right behind me on the floor. One thing that I am missing for this enclosure right now is a hygrometer. I need to know what the humidity is in here at all times, as well as the temperature. I do have a temp gun, so I'll be using that for now, but I'm gonna be going to the store today because I'm preparing my baby chameleons enclosures tomorrow, I think. So I need to have those anyway, but super weird because I literally just bought some and before I went to California, and now there's none. So I'm not really sure what happened to them, but I need to buy a giant pack. So we're good to go. I'm gonna grab Kevin. Kevin is in here and I've got his thermostat set on 90 right now. So I may end up using this. I'm gonna monitor the temperature in there, but if I could use the energy from the hotspot in the cage below for his hotspot in his cage, that would be absolutely awesome. But let's go ahead and get him out of here. Kevin. So, as I was searching through Kevin's cage, couldn't find Kevin anywhere. That's because Kevin was gone. Just found Kevin. He's really living up to his name. Hi, Kevin.
How can she see me?
There's Kevin. I literally have absolutely no idea how he got out of that cage. Because I'm just like super surprised, but really glad that I found him. I don't have many pets that get loose, but when they do, I like freak out and I don't stop looking until I find them. That's never fun. Anyways, now that we have a temperature controlled area, he's a little stressed out right now after all the day's work. You can kind of tell these guys, their defense mechanism is to kind of curl up like a ball. If you shop at Home Goods, this probably looks familiar. You see a lot of these made out of glass that go on tables, but this is kind of their defense mechanism. They don't really fight too much, but they will ball up like this. Now he really looks like a turd. Like, look at that. What you do is then we put the turd in the enclosure.
Leave me alone, I'm doing ball things.
Hi, cutie.
First I was a turd and now I'm a cutie. Stop lying.
I know, I just tore you out of your little fun, cold, dark hiding spot. But this cage is so much cooler. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a model, you know what I mean?
I wonder what's over here. Let's see how you did on this cage build, human.
I went to check on Kevin this morning and noticed that a lot of the soil had been kind of mixed around a little bit, and super cool, but proof that you really can create tunnels in this. There are kind of tunnels everywhere. I don't know if you can see underneath the water bowl, there's another tunnel right there. And then over here, there's a whole tunnel and it goes actually all the way back. I know it's hard to see with the reflection, but this isn't just a hole. Oops. This actually goes under the soil. So I'm sure Kevin is like super freaking stoked in here. I absolutely am loving so far this mixture for burrowing. Super freaking awesome. So I guess it's safe to say that Kevin is absolutely loving burrowing in his new, hi pups, in his new enclosure with his new soil. So hi, hello. Did you need something? Did you need something? So yeah, pretty excited about how that turned out. I might even add more soil now that it's kind of moved around a little bit. Looks like it's like not compacted, but has definitely like gone down a little bit. And so, yeah, I'm very happy for Kevin. I'm so glad I found him. Oh my gosh, my heart like dropped out of my butt when I like couldn't find him in there. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Like, thank you guys so much for watching. And again, if you have any information about this kind of snake and you know some stuff, please drop in the comments below. And if you find any links that might be useful, I would love those too, greatly appreciated. I can really basically find nothing on the internet. So I might even call my vet and see if he's got some information about this specific snake, because like I've said a million times, I can't find anything on the internet. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. I've got quite a few filmed right now, / that I'm working on, so it won't be a month again before I upload again, I promise. Bye, you guys.